So you've been in a car accident. You don't feel the same as you did before. What do you do about the bills that come with it? Check out this video. We'll go over the most common ways you can take care of your bills. Hey, it's Dr. Greg with the Lien Wellness Center, where we look to help people live a life of optimal health and well-being. And today we've got a special guest with us from the Chicago Legal Group who's going to help us figure out how do you pay for your medical expenses after you've been in a car crash. Let's go to the video. Hey, today I've got a special guest that I'd like to introduce to you. This is Barry from the Chicago Legal Group.
Hi, Greg.
Hi. Today, we're going to work with Barry to go through the most common ways that people take care of the expenses of healthcare after they've been in a car crash. So Barry, what are the most common ways that people take care of their medical expenses after they've been in a car crash?
Well, there are really four primary ways that people pay for the medical bills. The first and most popular way is using something called MedPay or medical payments auto insurance coverage. The second way is just paying cash. They pay for the medical expenses up front. The third way is that you can use what's called a doctor's lien, L-I-E-N. And the final way that people pay for their medical expenses after a crash is using their health insurance.
So Barry, the first way that you mentioned that people can pay for their medical expenses is with MedPay. Can you share with us what that is?
Sure. Most people don't even know if they have MedPay or medical payments coverage, but it's something included in your auto insurance policy. It's usually in the amount of $2,500 or $5,000 or even $10,000. Now, the thing about MedPay is that this is offered through that policy, and if you get any bills in for prescriptions, co-pays, deductibles, you can submit those bills to your insurance company and they will pay those bills for you. The thing about MedPay is you're going to have to pay your insurance back out of the proceeds of your recovery.
So now MedPay is one of the most common ways that patients take care of their expenses here in our office. Now Barry, you mentioned that the second one was that people pay cash or directly. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. The thing to consider about paying in cash is that you will get reimbursed for the expenses that you paid. It's just going to be later on down the road. The defendant's insurance company is not going to compensate you immediately for these medical bills. So if you're going to pay in cash, you may have to wait 6 or 9 months before you get reimbursed for all of your medical expenses.
Now, Barry, you mentioned the third one, and this is one that we use commonly and I think is often in your world, and that was the medical lien. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Liens are very common, especially with chiropractors. And what a lien means is that the doctor who's providing you services is going to wait to collect payment until after your case is resolved. Now, this is a really beneficial way because oftentimes people don't have health insurance or they have super high deductibles and they don't want to use their health insurance. So you can get the kind of treatment you need from your chiropractor and then pay them back in 9 or 12 months out of your recovery.
We work on many of these. The last option that you had mentioned was through your health insurance, and we're a provider for most and we work with all. How do people use their health insurance to take care of a motor vehicle crash?
Right. Well, it's not as common with chiropractors. However, health insurance is really important for getting your medical bills paid back, all right? You need to use your health insurance, whether it's be Cigna or Aetna or Blue Cross Blue Shield. Whenever you get a bill, submit it to your health insurance. The way that will work is your health insurance should pay the bill, but then what will happen is your health insurance will send you a letter stating that they paid for these services on your behalf, and they expect to be reimbursed for these payments after your case is resolved. Your attorney will take care of this for you. It's really just a formality for you.
Now, in our office, we work with a lot of medical insurance, and for all patients, we're happy to provide them with a free insurance verification so that we can check their insurance to understand how and if they'll participate, what benefits they may or may not have as it relates to your health insurance or your motor vehicle insurance. Figuring this out really helps patients to have a picture on where they're going to go in terms of their expenses. In our office, one of the things that we do that is also really unique is we look to be as clear as we can about costs that may be involved in care with the office, and share that with them as upfront as we can. Now, I wish we could predict what care every patient is going to wind up needing. However, when you've been in a car crash and you've been in an accident, your body's changed and we never know how you're going to respond. Now, Barry, let me ask you, how long do you typically have that you find that the clients that you work with receive care?
It changes for every client. The first thing is I never tell clients how much care they should get or who they should see. That's a question for your doctor. The one thing that I see, however, with regard to insurance companies is that if you treat for too long, they will start to question some of the legitimacy of the treatment. And as such, we have to at least reevaluate where you are in terms of your treatment every so often with your physicians to make sure everything's going as planned.
That is so important, to continually reevaluate, re-examine, and if you're not making progress, talk with your doctor, potentially look for a different direction to work with, and why we here in our office work with a lot of medical doctors throughout the community to make sure that our patients get the best care that winds up being necessary. Now, Barry, I want to thank you so much for joining us and helping to understand the different components of taking care of the expenses related to healthcare and a motor vehicle crash, so that we here in our office can focus on getting you better, getting you back to life, and making you work and feel better. So if you have any questions about how chiropractic care can be a part of your health care, whether you've been in a car crash or otherwise, please feel free to ask. My goal is to help every member of the community to live a life of optimal health and well-being. I want to thank Barry from Chicago Legal Group for joining us today, and I'm going to include a link to his YouTube page in our comments. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we share videos about your health and wellness and natural ways to regain it, keep it, and have it for a long, long time.